My name is Emma. Tonight I go to the supermarket with my dad. I feel calm, but also a little worried. My dad is very quiet tonight. He is always kind. He is always gentle. But tonight, he does not say much. At home, he was quiet at dinner. In the car, he is quiet too. I sit next to him and look out the window. The street is dark. The shops are bright. I want to ask Dad, "Are you okay?" But I wait. Maybe he is tired. Maybe he had a long day. Maybe he is just thinking. Then we arrive at the supermarket. The doors open. Cool air comes out. The lights are bright. People walk in and out. Dad takes a shopping cart. I take the shopping list. He says, very softly, "Let's buy what we need." I nod. We walk inside together. First, we go to the fruit and vegetable section. I see apples, bananas, carrots, tomatoes, and potatoes. Dad looks at the list. He says, "We need apples, carrots, and tomatoes." So I take a bag. I put in 4 apples. Then I take some carrots. After that, I choose red tomatoes. Dad checks the list again. He gives a small nod. But he is still quiet. Then we go to the milk section. I open the cold door. I take 1 bottle of milk. Dad picks up eggs very carefully. He also takes butter. I say, "Do we need cheese?" He looks at the list. Then he says, "Yes, 1 pack of cheese." His voice is soft. His face is calm. But still, he does not smile much. After that, we go to the bread section. The bread smells warm and nice. I look at cakes and cookies. Dad stops walking. He looks at a small chocolate cake. He stands there for a few seconds. Then he puts the cake in the cart. Now I feel even more curious. Why did he buy a cake? It is not my birthday. It is not his birthday. Then we go to aisle 5. We need rice and pasta. I look left. I look right. I see soup. I see oil. I see pasta. But I do not see the rice. So I say, "Dad, I can ask for help." He looks at me and gives a small smile. He says, "Okay." I walk to a supermarket worker. I feel a little shy, but I try. I say, "Excuse me, where is the rice?" The worker smiles and says, "Aisle 7. I say, "Thank you." Then I go back to Dad. I say, "The rice is in aisle 7. Dad says, "Good job, Emma. That makes me feel happy." We go to aisle 7. We find the rice. Dad puts 1 bag in the cart. After that, we buy chicken for dinner. Then we buy orange juice. Then we buy tea. The cart is getting full. But Dad is still quiet. Then suddenly, we walk past the flower section. Dad stops again. He looks at the flowers for a long time. Pink flowers, yellow flowers, white flowers. He looks at pink flowers and touches them very gently. I know those flowers. My mom loves pink flowers. Then something starts to make sense. I look at Dad. I look at the cake. I look at the flowers, I think, and think again. Then I remember. This morning, Mom looked tired. Very tired. She woke up early. She cleaned the house. She went to work. She cooked dinner too. And tonight she said she had a hard day. Now I understand a little more. Dad is not quiet because he is angry. He is not quiet because he is upset with me. He is thinking about Mom. He wants to do something kind for her. He picks up the pink flowers. He puts them in the cart next to the cake. Then I smile. I say, very softly, "These are for Mom, right?" Dad looks at me. For 1 second he says nothing. Then he smiles. A real smile. He says yes. His eyes look warm. He says, "She looked so tired today. I just want to make her smile." My heart feels soft. Now I understand everything. That is why Dad was quiet at dinner. That is why he was quiet in the car. That is why he looked at the cake for so long. He was thinking with love. After that, everything feels different. The supermarket feels warmer. The shopping cart feels lighter. Dad is still calm, but now I understand his silence. Then we go to the checkout. There are 2 lines. One line is long. One line is short. We choose the short line. We wait together. I look at the candy near the checkout. I look at the magazines. I look at the flowers again. Dad holds them carefully. Then it is our turn. The cashier says hello. Dad says hello. I help put the food on the counter. Apples, carrots, tomatoes, milk, eggs, butter, cheese, bread, cake, rice, pasta, chicken, orange juice, tea, flowers. Beep, beep, beep. I like that sound. The cashier scans each item. Then, Dad pays at the checkout with his card. He takes the receipt. I help put the food into bags. After that, we walk to the car. The night air is cool. Dad puts the bags in the back. He puts the cake on the seat. He puts the flowers next to it. Very carefully. Then he looks at me and says, "Thank you for helping me." I smile and say, "I'm happy to help." In the car, Dad is not so quiet now. He asks, "Do you think Mom will like the cake?" I say yes. He asks, "Do you think she will like the flowers?" I say yes, very much. When we get home, Mom opens the door. She looks tired, very tired. But then she sees Dad holding the flowers. She sees the cake. She sees both of us smiling. Her face changes. She smiles, too. A slow, warm smile. Dad gives her the flowers. He puts the cake on the table. Mom looks at him and says, "Thank you." Her eyes are soft. The room feels quiet. But now the quiet feels happy. Tonight my dad stayed silent, but the reason was full of love. He was thinking about Mom. He wanted to make her feel special. And when I understood that, my heart felt warm too. Sometimes people are quiet because they are tired. Sometimes people are quiet because they are thinking. And sometimes people are quiet because love is sitting quietly inside them.